Okay.
Hi, so let's start your final viva of your DBA thesis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead.
Larbi Darko, and I'm doing my presentation on my DBA thesis dissertation, and my topic is an investigation into entrepreneurship education practice within land surveying in Ghana. That is in geomatic engineering.
Okay.
The presentation outline will be an introduction, and then what is happening? Will be an introduction, literature review, methodology. Methodology, findings and conclusions. The background of the study is land surveying provides essential data that informs the planning and design of infrastructure projects, ensuring that development align with legal boundaries and environmental considerations. To optimize the benefit of land surveying, it is essential that surveyors undergo comprehensive training that equips them with diverse skills as necessary for effective practice, including entrepreneurship, which has not been the norm. So the problem statements are as follows. In Ghana, land surveying has expanded its membership over the years. Ironically, there are few land surveying firms to drive this huge industry for economic development in Ghana. This implies that most surveying graduates are unable to set up firms, thus leading them to work for allied professions where they are not regarded as key in these projects. Therefore, it's critical that they set up firms to employ the teaming members of the land surveying or geomatic engineering graduates. Therefore, this study seeks to explore the insights into entrepreneurship in surveying training and practice. The research objectives are: one, to explore the state of entrepreneurship education in surveying training and practice programs in Ghana; to assess graduate surveyors' entrepreneurship experience in surveying programs, acquired entrepreneurship skills, and edge to establish surveying firms. To explore, the third one is to explore established surveyors' motivation for setting up firms, strategies, and challenges in managing their firms. There were 7 research questions that were crafted out of the thesis. And one is, what is happening?
You can just use your arrow keys in your keyboard.
The arrow key, yeah, okay. So what devil is trying to hurt me today? The difference between, I don't understand. The thing is just doing that. Okay. So the fourth one, what challenges do graduate survey face in their Ghanaian is
Now,
There's something seriously wrong today. I don't understand. What motivated surveying firm owners to establish their companies? 5, 6. What strategy surveying firms owners employ to manage their firms for productivity? And 7, what challenges do firm owners face in managing their firms? The significance of the study is to study this study is significant as it addresses the critical issues surrounding entrepreneurship, education, and practice in surveying. This finding will provide recommendations for curriculum development, professional training, formulation, aimed at fostering entrepreneurship capabilities. This study ultimately, the research has potential to enhance competitiveness of Ghanaian surveyors in entrepreneurship landscape, contribute to economic development, and promote sustainable growth within the profession. I did a literature review which covered land surveying education, entrepreneurship in land surveying education, entrepreneurship in land surveying practice, motivation for land surveyors to set up firms, strategies for managing land surveying, challenges in managing land surveying, and so forth. The research methodology was, the design used was explanatory sequential mixed method design. And in the sampling procedure, the first phase, it is the quantitative phase, I used simple random and selected randomly 60 graduate surveyors, 24 faculty members, and 40 firm owners. In the qualitative, I used a purposive sampling after getting the results from the quantitative to get insights and in-depth. I selected some 26 people across the 3 groups and did a focus group discussion with them. In the data collection instrument used for the first phase was questionnaire using a Likert scale table and then a form. In the second phase, I used the focus group discussion. The validity of the accuracy of item was checked by my supervisor. And for reliability, the Cronbach alpha range from 6.67 to 0.92, so which means it's reliable. The limitation of the study, when we look at the sample size constraint, the number of participants may limit the generalizability of the findings. And the geographical limitation, we focus specifically in the people around Accra when there was a meeting. So the diversity may not capture all those who attended the meeting. And the participants' responses from the questionnaire might also be biased, influenced by their biases or social desirability. So for the data analysis, the research question, the methodologies used were for question 1, I did a descriptive statistics which showed charts and mean and ratings. The question 2, same descriptive statistics. Question 3, I used independent sample t-test. Question 4, descriptive statistics with charts, mean, ratings. Chapter 5, research question 5, descriptive statistics, mean and ratings. 6, descriptive statistics, and 7. And for qualitative phase, I use a quotes and essay from group discussions. The results are presented as follows. For research question 1, there were 3 sub-questions. I grouped the question into 3 components. The first component was, the research question was the state of institutional education and surveying programs. And I broke it into 3 sub-questions. The first one was institutional disposition towards entrepreneurship education in surveying. And the results showed that 54% of the respondents said that it was useful and critical, whilst 38 of the respondents said it was useful but not critical. And about 8% said it was not useful and critical. So we see that there's a higher disposition towards entrepreneurship education in surveying. I therefore looked into the comprehensiveness of entrepreneurial training and surveying program across some 5 randomly selected institutions. And looking at the table, you could see there is only 1 or 2. That is the technology adoption and regulatory compliance that has all been taught. But the rest, project management, financial management, which are good for entrepreneurship, where there were so many gaps in most of the schools. I also looked at the challenges in incorporating entrepreneurship training in surveying programs. And from the results that I had, the curriculum constraints that the lecturers or the faculty think that their programs are loaded and they didn't have time for entrepreneurship. And others also said inadequate resources. And all these were confirmed by the qualitative studies when we had a focus group. And so question 2, the experience of graduate surveyors in learning entrepreneurship. The results showed that only about 32% of the respondents had any experience in entrepreneurship, and a huge 68% didn't have any at all. So, which means most of the people had not had any entrepreneurship training, which was the purpose of the study, to see whether people were having entrepreneurship training, and this is showing otherwise. So I looked at the dimension of developing entrepreneurship training among graduates. And from the table, from the charts, I could see that it is only technology adoption, which surveyors are used to, only technical things, that was dominant. And then it was followed by regulatory compliance, because that is what allows them to work.
Right.
So going to question 3, I just wanted to see how those who have had entrepreneurship training were able to set up firms and those who didn't have. So when I did a test, there were about 38 of them who had a desire to set up firms. So the mean and the standard deviation showed that there was a positive disposition, and those know that 82%. So when you use the Levine test of equal variance to do it, I saw that there was a significant p-value of about 0. So which means that the alternative is okay, not the null one. So which means there's a tendency for those who have had training in entrepreneurship to set up firms.
Yeah.
I looked at the challenge faced by graduate surveyors in setting up firms, and as found in literature, it was confirmed that the cost of equipment and machines, which is 4.88, and lack of capital was dominant, making graduates not be able to set up firm easily. And so when I asked about motivation from the firm owners to establish their companies, the dominant factor was income and revenue, which everybody seeks to get. They want to have their own companies. And when I did it, what do you call it, qualitative, they also agreed and affirmed that people want to have control. They want to be in charge. They want to have money.
Sure.
followed by the demands of the market.
Hmm.
Question 6. I wanted to know the strategies employed by survey firms to manage their firms. And it came out that recommendations and client referrals were the dominant factor. That in the qualitative phase, most of them said that, oh, I started my firm, and people come and they tell others about me. So recommendations, some clients refer to us. So that is the dominant factor, recommendation and client referrals. When I looked at the strategies for client-based expansion survey industry, you will see that the quality of service and the time consciousness played a major role in getting people have customers and expand their business, and the networking and referrals, as was said earlier. So I continue with the capital generation and financial management, and from it we could see that most of them wanted to rent instruments, and long-term savings was able to help them manage their firms. The last question was the challenges faced by firm owners in managing their firms. And we could still see that it came out that financial constraints and technological challenges, because in geomatic engineering or land surveying, the software is always new software is being introduced, new equipment are being introduced. We used to have old equipment called total stations. Now we have gotten what we call GPS, and now we have drones and GIS software. So these things are happening and making it very difficult to follow up. And the financial challenges associated with this is being a challenge to the firm owners. In conclusion, looking at the entrepreneurship training in surveying programs, I would say that faculty members have a positive attitude towards entrepreneurship training in surveying. 2, the training is not comprehensive. They miss key aspects like total quality management, marketing, leadership, financial management, business planning, and so on. And the challenges include curriculum constraints and inadequate resources. On entrepreneurship experience for graduates, most graduates lack entrepreneurship experience from their training. And those who receive training develop strong technology adoption skills. And for the desire to establish firm, graduates with entrepreneurship training are more likely to start their firms. And in challenges in establishing firm, high cost and lack of startup capital are major obstacles. In motivating, I saw that income revenue and market demand are the main driving factors for establishing firms. The strategies for firm management, I saw that growth strategies include client referrals, quality service, and rent instruments for financial management. Challenges in managing firm, the constraints are most significant. Financial constraints are the most significant hurdle. Therefore, I crafted the following recommendation. That tertiary institution, for curriculum enhancement, tertiary institutions should revise surveying curriculum to include comprehensive entrepreneurship training, which total quality marketing, branding, leadership, and so forth. And the resource provision, stakeholders should provide institutions with adequate resources for effective entrepreneurial training. They should have hands-on training and incorporate business incubation programs, startup and mentorship, practical training into their program. Because most of the students, especially here, what happens is there will be maybe 100 students in the class, but the equipment to be used might only be about 10. And so the lazy ones will not go into the equipment. They will just be hanging around. So they get out without having any practical experience in handling the equipment that is key for surveying. And that's not good at all. So they should have hands-on training. And the core entrepreneurship, I'm recommending that entrepreneurship is made core in the surveying program to boost graduates' ability to install firms. Now, there are issues where there are tenders open, but because they didn't have any training in entrepreneurship, when they see the tender, they don't know how to respond. So those are the things that should be taught the young graduates so that they can at least bid for tenders when they are open. So the financial support for graduates, I recommend government or professional bodies to offer startup grants, subsidized equipment leasing, and low interest rates. So that if the students are made aware that they can lease instruments, at least it will be a startup for them and to make some money and finally maybe buy their own. So regular market analysis should guide aspiring entrepreneurs to unprofitable surveying services because the surveying has so many branches. We have what they call cadastral surveying, hydrographic surveying, topographic, engineering survey, all those. So they should look at it. Regular analysis for the aspirant to see which one is profitable. Surveying firm owners should use digital marketing and networking to expand their business visibility and client base. On financial literacy, I wish that we provide financial management training to help entrepreneurs to sustain their business and access funding. In fact, some of them even wouldn't know how to apply to a bank for a loan. And so if we are able to do this, I think that it will help and create awareness and the desire for surveyors to set up firms. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, Samuel. It was wonderful presentation. I would like to have few questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just tell me, have you faced any specific challenges while collecting the data from your respondents? Any specific challenge which has come to your
Yes.
mind?
I had, when I sent out, you see, there are institutions like my institution, you know, I'm the president of the Licensed Surveyors Association.
Okay.
And so I thought my members will just help me and just answer my questions. And there were only a few people, they were not interested. So I went to another platform, Ghana of Surveyors who had more, and I had to beg. They didn't care. I don't know, but finally I was able to get a sizable number. I think I even complained to you.
Right, correct. So it's very difficult to collect data on ground. Right. Okay. So my another question is, have you get any finding which you were not expecting when you started this research, or anything which comes like a surprise for you after going through this entire journey?
Yes, I think that the findings were okay from the literature. Most of the things were expected, but I didn't know that the majority didn't have any 68% didn't have any entrepreneurship training at all. I thought at least they will have a bit, maybe one or two courses on entrepreneurship, but it looks like a majority of them don't have any training. And that was very worrying to me, because how do we, only 32%, 68% don't have. How do we get them to have the training? And it is very, very shocking to me.
Okay. Okay, one last final question. If anybody else in future wants to follow your research, what could be the addition they can make, or what could be the future version of this research if they would like to go?
Now, so the research would now highlight the need, the gaps, and things. So what I want somebody to expand is the practical steps. How do we get curriculum? Which curriculum should we, entrepreneurship curriculum should we incorporate into the surveying program so that it doesn't affect their technical, dependence? Surveyors are technical people. They want to be accurate. They want to get precise measurement. And so they are fixated in technical things. And the program, the length, the duration. So how do we convince the lecturers to adapt entrepreneurship as part of their plan? And what content should it be? And I also want somebody to develop how to develop a business plan, a sample business plan for the surveyors, so that in their entrepreneurship training, it will help them prepare correct business plan that will help them to go to bank and get money to set up their firm. So a further research, if I can get further research on the implementation of the findings and practical steps, I think it would be very, very, very useful.
That sounds really exciting. Okay, thank you so much. It was a wonderful presentation, and my congratulations to you for wonderfully completing your entire thesis along with this Viva. And many congratulations, first of all. Second thing, your efforts. This is your efforts which are here in front of us in terms of the presentation. And I will wish you very best for your upcoming, whatever plans you have with the report or with this new degree. This is definitely going to be one of the big achievement. So this is very big achievement for any individual to gain the doctorate. So my best wishes for your wonderful future ahead. And before this, if you have anything for me, any questions or anything, I would like to have it.
So what's next? Because I just got a mail this morning that after I have submitted my answer sheet since December, it is yet to be marked and in 60 days. So I don't know, I'm confused. I don't know. So having finished this, what next?
As far as I know, the process will take 30 to 60 days, which means up to 2 months of time for receiving the final degree with, like, you have completed all the administrative requirements, like examination, like attending all the classes, your
Yes.
fee and all that. If everything is completed, so after Viva, they usually take 45 to 60 days of time for final degree sending. And they send it you via post. So you will be receiving it in hard copy. That's what I know.
But so now, can I, because the other one that I looked at, the one you sent me, immediately after the Viva, the supervisor said, "Welcome, doctor." I don't know whether I'm now a doctor or I have to wait for 60
No,
days.
you are, because you have completed successfully this. So this is a successful completion. It is, but officially, like from the university and from official documentation, it will take up to 60 days. But yes, the process is complete. Here onwards, your thesis process is complete. From my side, everything is complete. Today only, I'm going to share whatever documents they need from my side. So this ends here. The thesis journey ends here, and it is your achievement. Like you have, you are a doctorate now. So this is your achievement from here onwards. But the official papers
So
will.
if somebody calls me a doctor, it is not from.
Yes, congratulations, Dr. Samuel.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the guidance. In fact, you made my life very good. You attend to me and encourage me. And at this age, you see my age.
Yeah, today only I realized it.
Yeah. So I'm so
But
grateful.
it's
And
never too late. It's never too late to fulfill your dreams or to achieve something new. It's never too late.
yeah, so now I think I want to end here because at 66, I think getting a doctorate it's okay. So I'm okay. So I want to thank the school and everything. for the help. Everything was very, very clean. And I like the depth of the lectures. Like your lecture on international, it was
Right.
so it's
Thank you.
comprehensive, eh? So
Thank
I
you.
was even thinking that maybe if I can get some lecture and some of your lectures in and discuss with the faculty members that are in my association, so that maybe they
Wonderful.
can even try and see whether they can incorporate some into their lectures.
That will be great. That will be great, obviously. That will be my pleasure.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
that's
Doc, I want to thank you for the help throughout the journey so that we have come to an end. And
right.
I'm only to wait for the certificate.
Yes.
So thank you.
Your all the other requirements are complete, right? You have attended all the courses and examination and everything is done.
Yeah, I've done all courses, I've paid fees, I've done all examination, and I've finished the
Right, right.
thesis, and I've done the Viva. So,
Right. So I
so there's
guess
nothing more.
if all the administrative requirements are complete, then soon they will be going to contact, because now onwards the administrative team is going to take over and they are going to get in touch with you if there is any requirements. Otherwise, the only
Okay.
university process is left.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you, Dr. Neha.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I would like to
Okay.
get in touch in future as well. So be connected. And
Yes, yes,
anytime,
yes.
anywhere, if I'll be helpful, I'll be more than happy to do that.
Oh, I'll always call. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
sorry that in the morning
No
the
problem.
internet.
It happens. Technology troubles everyone.
Ah, and even when we're doing this it started misbehaving still. I don't know. Maybe somebody doesn't want me to become a doctor.
No, actually, maybe this was the right time. Morning was not the right time for you. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
thank you
It's
very
always
much.
planned. The God's plan is always great.
Okay. So we'll talk again.
Right.
When the certificate comes, I'll call you and show you.
Definitely, definitely do update me.
Thank you
And if
for
you
the
ever face
journey.
any
Oh, hold on.
difficulties, anytime you can, get in touch with the team or with me, like whatever you feel.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so
So
much.
that we
Congratulations
thank
once
you
again.
and bye bye.
Bye bye.